Hello, students. Good morning to you. Today, we are going to discuss the chapter Government Budget and the Economy. We have to start from the meaning of the government budget. Students, the fiscal policy of government is related to its revenue and expenditure, and budget is an important instrument to describe the fiscal policy of the governments. So, there are two components of the government budget, that is the revenue budget and the capital budget. So, budget is a statement of estimates of the government receipts and government expenditure during the period of the financial year, which runs from April 1st to March 31st. So student, it is an estimated, not an actual statement, and budget is prepared annually. So it is a constitutional requirement to present budget before parliament, and revenue and expenditure are planned according to the government budget. So students, we have to start from the components or structures of government budget, which is also the most important topic of this chapter. So let's get start. So students, components of government budget refers to the structures of the budget. So the two main components are revenue budget and the capital budgets. So components of budgets can also be categorized according to the receipts and expenditure. So budget receipts, and second is the budget expenditures. Students, budget receipts has two parts. First one is the capital receipt and second is the revenue receipts. So we have to start from the capital receipts. So capital receipts refers to those receipts of the government which tends to create a liability or causes reduction in its assets. So all the capital receipts are broadly classified into three categories. So first one is the borrowing and other liabilities. Second is the recovery of loan, and last one is the other receipts, that is the disinvestment. So we have to discuss one by one. We have to start from the recovery of loan. Recovery of loan means the debtors are assets of the government. So recovery of loan causes a reduction in assets of the government. Hence, a recovery of loan is a capital receipt. So it is a non-debt creating capital receipts. So these are the capital receipt because they reduce financial assets of the government. And for example, we are taking the example of recovery of loan from the state government and other debtors. Second categorization is the borrowing or other liabilities. Borrowing creates liability for the government. Accordingly, borrowing are to be treated as capital receipts. So it is a debt creating capital receipts. So the government borrow money from the general public, the Reserve Bank of India, and the rest of the world. So borrowing from within the country and abroad, both are involved in the concept of borrowing. So funds raised by the government from the borrowing are treated as capital receipt, and such receipts creates liability. Last categorization is other receipts, that is the disinvestment. So student, disinvestment basically means when the government sales of its shares of the public sector enterprises to the private sector is known as disinvestment. So disinvestment or other receipts includes proceeds from disinvestment. So it is treated as capital receipt because it causes reduction in assets of the government. So it is a non-debt creating capital receipts, and fund raised through disinvestment are included in this category. By this, government assets are reduced. Now we start the second parts, that is the revenue receipt, or we have to say we have discussed here the budget receipt second part, that is the revenue receipts. Students, revenue receipt, or we have to say कि budget, if we talk about the budget receipts basically refers to the estimated money receipts of the government from all sources during the financial year. So it consists of revenue receipts and capital receipts. So according to this flow chart, budget receipts categorized into two main types, the main parts, that is the revenue receipts and second is the capital receipts. Revenue receipts again divided into two types, that is the tax revenue and non-tax revenue, and capital receipts that we already discussed, that is the borrowing, recovery of loan, other receipts, that is the disinvestment. So we have to start the revenue receipt because we had already done the capital receipt or discussed capital receipts. Now we start the revenue receipts. Students, revenue receipts की जब हम बात करते हैं बजट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, रेवेन्यू रिसीट्स आर दोज एस्टिमेटेड रिसीट्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ड्यूरिंग द फिस्कल ईयर which do not affect assets or liability status of the governments. So revenue receipt have two sources of revenue receipts. Yeah, it is of two types, that is the tax revenue and non-tax revenue. So tax revenue refers to those types of sources, यानी कि इसमें हम उस तरह के sources को involve करते हैं tax revenue receipts में which involve both direct and indirect taxes. So tax revenue receipt means receipts from all types of direct and indirect taxes. For example, income taxes, corporation taxes, sale tax, excise duty tax. These are the example of basically tax revenue receipts. And non-tax revenue receipts means these are received from sources other than the taxes. यानी कि इसमें उस तरह के रिसीट्स को इन्वॉल्व किया जाता है जो टैक्सेस के अलावा है. फॉर एग्जांपल फी हो गया, फाइन्स, ग्रांट्स एटसेट्रा. दीज आर द एग्जांपल ऑफ नॉन टैक्स रेवेन्यू receipts. So tax revenue, according to this flow charts, revenue receipts divided into two types, that is the tax revenue and non-tax revenue. Again, tax revenue is of two types, that is the direct taxes and indirect taxes. So we have discussed now the what is direct taxes and what is indirect taxes. Students, direct taxes की जब हम बात करते हैं, basically direct taxes refers to those taxes whose final burdens fall on that person who makes a payment to the government. So here the incidence and impacts of the tax lie on the same person. So for example, income tax, wealth tax, these are the example of direct taxes. And when we talk about the indirect taxes are those taxes which are paid to the government by one person, but their burden is borne by the another person. So this is for example, we are take the example of sale tax, excise tax. These are the example of income taxes. So these are the basically example of indirect. We also involve the corporation tax, VAT, service tax, excise duty, wealth tax, sales tax, etc. These are basically different types of indirect taxes. So if we talk about the corporation taxes, yeah, value added taxes, value VAT, that is the VAT. वैल्यू एडेड टैक्स की अगर हम बात करते हैं, इट इज़ इन्वॉल्व इन द इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस विच इज़ इम्पोज्ड ऑन वैल्यू एडेड at the various stages of production. So it is a tax on values of output minus intermediate consumption. So it is imposed on basically each stage of production. Now we discuss the progressive tax. Progressive tax implies the rate of tax increases with an increase in income. That is the tax which causes greater real burden on the rich compared to the poor. Example, income tax. Income tax is the example of progressive because it is tax, because progressive income tax is progressive in nature. Now we have to discuss the regressive tax. Student, regressive tax is the opposite of progressive tax. Regressive tax implies that the rate of tax, it means the rate of tax decreases with increase in income. That is a tax which causes great real burden on the poor compared to the rich. So for example, we are taking the example of if rate of tax is 10% for all, then a person who earns rupees 5,000 per month will have more burden than who earns rupees 50,000 per month. And next is the specific tax. Student, specific tax means when a tax is levied on a commodity on the basis of its unit, size or weight, it is called the specific tax. We already discussed the direct and indirect taxes. So these are the basically different types of taxes which are involved in category of indirect taxes. So now we have to start the concept of budget expenditure. We are here discuss the second components of government budget या second types of government budget, that is the budget expenditure. स्टूडेंट बजट एक्सपेंडिचर की जब हम बात करते हैं, बजट एक्सपेंडिचर refers to the estimated expenditure of the government during a given financial year. So budget expenditure is again of two types, that is the revenue expenditure and second one is the capital expenditure. We have तो in simple language we have to say budget expenditure या budgetary expenditure refers to the estimated expenditure of the government on its development and non-development program or on its plan and non-plan programs during the financial year. So it may be classified in three ways, that is the revenue expenditure, capital expenditure, second is the development expenditure, non-development expenditure, plan expenditure and non-plan expenditure. So we have to explain this one by one. We have to start from the revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure refers to the estimated expenditure of the government in a financial year which does not affect assets and liability status of the governments. So this expenditure does not create assets of the government and does not cause a reduction in the liability of the government because it is recurring nature. For example, old age pension, salaries, scholarship, expenditure on administration, defense, etc. are the example of revenue expenditure. So student, revenue expenditure basically means it neither creates an assets and nor reduces any liabilities. So second type is the capital expenditure. स्टूडेंट्स कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर की जब हम बात करते हैं, कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर refers to the estimated expenditure of the government in a financial year which affect assets and liability status of the government. So both revenue and capital are opposites to each other. In revenue expenditure, assets and liability both are affected, but in capital expenditure, in revenue expenditure, assets and liability status are not affected, but capital expenditure में both assets and liability status of the government is affected. So capital expenditure refers to the estimated expenditure of the government in a financial year which affects assets and liability status of the governments. So this expenditure creates assets of the government and causes a reduction in the liabilities of the government. For example, we are taking here the example of purchase of shares of MNC multinational company, constructions of dams, building roads, bridges, etc. are the example of capital expenditure. So capital expenditure create assets of the government and cause a reduction in the liability of the government. So how to classify expenditure as a revenue or capital expenditure? So an expenditure is a capital expenditure if it creates an assets or reduces a liabilities. So an expenditure is a revenue expenditure if it is neither creates any assets nor reduces an liabilities. Now we discuss the second kind types, that is the development expenditure and non-development expenditure. Plan expenditure refers to the expenditure that is incurred on the programs detailed in the current 5-year plan. और we have to say, जब हम प्लान एक्सपेंडिचर की बात करते हैं, प्लान एक्सपेंडिचर की अगर हम डिस्कस करें, प्लान एक्सपेंडिचर इज द एक्सपेंडिचर विच इज़ टू बी इनकर्ड during the year in accordance with the central plan of the country. And non-plan expenditure refers to the expenditure other than the expenditure related to the current 5-year plan. So non-plan expenditure means it refers to all such government expenditure which are non-planned. So it is incurred on the financially those projects. It means it is incurred on financing those projects which are not planned in the central plan. For example, expenditure as a relief to the earthquake victims, or expenditure on constructions of houses demolished due to the floods, etc. are the example of non-plan expenditure. And the example of plan expenditure is planned expenditure on health, education, law, order, etc. is the example of plan expenditure. So the main difference between plan expenditure and non-plan expenditure is plan expenditure is within the scope of the government plan, but non-plan expenditure is out of scope of the government plan. Plan expenditure shows expenditure to be incurred on projects covered under the central plan, whereas non-plan expenditure shows expenditure to be incurred on projects not covered under the central plan. We are taking example of plan expenditure, that is expenditure on electricity generation, rural development, roads, bridges, etc. are the example of plan expenditure, and expenditure on reliefs to the earthquake victims are the example of non-plan expenditure. So we have to classify it an expenditure as a plan and non-plan expenditure. That is, plan expenditure means an expenditure is a plan expenditure if it arises due to plan proposal, and non-plan expenditure if it is out of the scope of the government plan. Now we have to discuss the last one, that is the development and non-development expenditure. Student development expenditure is incurred on economic and social development of the country, and it relates to the growth and development projects of the country. For example, expenditure on development of agriculture, industries, transports, health, education, etc. And non-development expenditure means it is expenditure on general services of the government which do not usually promote economic development. So it relates to the non-development activities of the government. For example, expenditure on administration, defense, justice, grants to the state government, etc. are the example of non-plan expenditure. So these are basically the difference between plan expenditure and non-plan expenditure. So when we have to when we in simple language we have to how to classify an expenditure as a development expenditure and non-development expenditure. So an expenditure is a development expenditure if it directly adds to the flows of goods and services. Similarly, non-plan and non-development expenditure refers to an expenditure if it directly contributes to economic development. So basically, if we have to categorize the development expenditure, non-development expenditure, basically development expenditure directly contributes to the flows of goods and services, whereas non-development expenditure indirectly contributes to the flows of goods and services. Development expenditure is productive in nature, whereas non-development expenditure is not productive in nature. So example of development expenditure is expenditure on development of agriculture sector, industries, transports, etc. Whereas example of non-development expenditure is the expenditure on administration, defense, justice, etc. I hope you have understand the concept of component of structures of government budget. Thank you, students.